Hey guys, it's Cassy and Joe, the jewelry couple, and we've been talking to you about the 4 C's. And today we're talking all about carat weight, which is how big your diamond is. I feel like this is probably the biggest C where people notice.
Right off the bat,
Yeah.
that's the first thing. How big is your diamond? What carat weight, right? So right away, we come off with the carat weight as the size. Now, one thing that we need to know right off the bat is that it is also a huge impact on the price. Huge impact on the price. Once you hit these certain big numbers, 1 carat, 1.5, 2, 3, it keeps going. But those big numbers, 1, 1.5, 2, that's where the price exponentially increases. So you have to keep that in mind when you're budgeting your diamond purchase.
So basically, we suggest to save a little bit of money and not have to sacrifice the other C's.
Right.
You can get a 140 that still looks like a 150 and still spread nice and substantial, and you would never know unless you look at the paper. Or a 185 instead of a 2 carat, because you're going to save a lot of money and there's not going to be a huge difference, especially if you do a halo setting or, how it's set. It can look bigger, which can be a whole nother episode, but really it's kind of like a little trick of how to get more bang for your buck.
A little more
I
for
think.
your money.
Yeah.
Let's say you just barely have enough money to reach the 1.5 carat threshold. Like what Cassie said, maybe you go just a little bit lower, 1 carat 40 instead of 1 carat 50, and then you could still have a nice color. Remember we were using this analogy with the dials in the color video? Let's say we keep the color at a decent range still, and we keep the clarity where it should be between those four, VS1, VS2, SI1, SI2. We keep it there. If we're able to keep the size and the budget in check, we'll be able to get a nice stone. If money is no object, you have no problems there. You can do whatever you need to do. But then there's always going to be something to give, no matter what your budget is, because with diamonds, one of the things I always say, you can keep going up and up and up and up.
Yeah, I would feel what's really popular for my clients is sometimes when they're dead set on getting that full carat, we might do a 0.95. Or somebody that wants a 2 carat will do a 190. And
those are hard. Really
hard
nice
to find.
190s are some of the most beautiful stones you can find. Hard stones to find, but if you can find the right one, typically they're going to be held on to by reputable dealers are going to hold on to those for dear life to give it to their really good customers. But those, when you find them, that's a diamond in the rough.
Yeah.
Literally, not to steal a page from the book there, but that's for real because you get that size, that same diameter, okay, measurement-wise of a 2 carat, let's say, and you're paying 20% less. It's a lot less money. It's crazy. But then you could also use that money to get a better color or a better clarity, or the 4th C, which we're going to talk about in our next video, the better cut.
That's so important. It's what really gives the fire and the brilliance of a stone. You don't want to just get a really big carat weight and not have a nice cut or nice polish. Then the stone is going to be dead.
Right. It's kind of hard for us to talk about 1C without talking about all the other ones because they're all interrelated. As we start with one, we get into the next, we're going to shoot back to the other things we talked about. So I challenge you to go back and watch. If you haven't yet, watch the video on clarity. Watch the video on color. And we're going to move on to cut. But the last thing, and we'll go into great detail about cut, but you can have a great big stone. A stone that weighs whatever it weighs, but it might look small or it might look big and have no life whatsoever.
All about the measurements and
that,
the cut, which will be the next episode. But I'm going to add one more thing, which we'll get into after the 4 C's. But certain shapes can look a lot bigger for their carat weight and for the money. I mean, personally, I have a marquee diamond and people think it's ginormous, but it's because of that long, lengthy spread. I like pairs. I like emerald cuts. So that's a whole nother thing. We're gonna go into all the different shapes. But another little trick, if your fiance is not dead set on a certain shape, I would explore all the shapes and see what really, looks biggest in person. And
right, if they're open to it, if they know what they want, stick to it. And that's one of the first things we get into. Yeah. Hey, you know what shape they like?
Totally. If they know, she knows. Yeah. You're blessed, because a lot of guys have no clue and a lot of the women have no idea.
Take
and that's where we can
whatever
explore.
Hints. Yeah, take whatever hints you can get. Okay? So we are looking forward to continuing this series with cut and then all sorts of other things we've been thinking about. So we're excited. Subscribe to this page, The Jewelry Couple, and we will see you on our next episode, which is...
Cut.
See
you next time.
Take care. Have a great day, guys.